I opened my eyes to sterile white walls and the faint hum of machines. The air smelled like disinfectant. My mouth was dry, my body heavy, but my mind clear. The nurse called the doctor. He leaned over, relief washing across his face. "You're awake." I didn't ask how long. I didn't ask who had been visiting. I just said, "Paper, pen." He brought them. My hand shook as I wrote 4 lines. I folded the paper, handed it to him, and said, "Do it today. Don't call her until it's done." He nodded, unsure, but didn't question me, because by then I already knew. Before the accident, I would have trusted her with my life. My wife, Anna, had been my anchor. We met in college, built a business together, bought our dream house. My younger brother, Daniel, was my best friend. Reckless, charming, the kind of man who never built anything of his own, but always knew how to enjoy what others had. We were inseparable. Family dinners every Sunday, vacations together. I thought they were my safe place. Looking back, I realized the small signs had been there, lingering glances, inside jokes I wasn't part of, her phone suddenly always on silent. But I dismissed them, because love makes you blind, and trust makes you stupid. The truck had run a red light. My car crumpled. The world went black. I spent 6 months in that bed. I didn't hear voices. I didn't dream. But when I woke, the doctor hesitated before answering my first real question, "Where's Anna?" "She hasn't been here in a while," he said carefully. I learned the rest in whispers from a sympathetic nurse. Anna had married Daniel 2 months ago. They sold the house, the business was gone. Every joint account was emptied. They hadn't even waited to bury me before erasing me. Grief was useless now, so I skipped it. I asked for the hospital's Wi-Fi and my laptop. When I was alone, I began digging. Public records confirmed the marriage license, property transfers, court filings. She had signed over our business to Daniel for $1. They'd liquidated assets, moved money offshore. But I also found something else. The house wasn't entirely theirs. It had been in both our names. And before the accident, I'd updated my will after a health scare. Everything, every cent, was to go into a trust if I died, managed by my attorney. And that attorney? Still loyal. That was my leverage. The note I gave the doctor contained 3 instructions. 1. Call my attorney immediately. 2. Freeze all assets linked to my Social Security number. 3. Inform the hospital that my wife no longer had medical decision rights over me. By law, she was still my spouse when I entered the coma, but once she married Daniel, she forfeited certain claims. A small legal technicality, but a fatal one for her. The next day, Anna walked in. Expensive perfume, new gold bracelet, smile rehearsed but thin. "You're awake," she said, voice trembling slightly. I stared at her, said nothing. She went on, filling the silence with meaningless words about how hard it's been and how Daniel has been helping. I didn't respond. Her smile faltered. "We had to make some decisions. The house—" "I know," I said quietly. Her eyes flickered. "We thought—" "I know," I repeated. She tried to take my hand. I let it hang limply. That was when my attorney entered, briefcase in hand. "Mrs. Hale," he said, crisp and cold, "you'll need to leave. Immediately." She laughed, confused. "Excuse me?" He set documents on the table. "All property, accounts, and assets tied to Mr. Hale are frozen. Your recent transactions are under review for fraud. You will be contacted by law enforcement." Her face drained of color. "What are you talking about?" "I believe you'll understand when the subpoenas arrive," he said. That night, Daniel called my hospital room. "What the hell did you do?" he demanded. "Protected what's mine," I said. "You can't just—" "I can, and I did." Silence. Then a low curse. "You're not going to get away with this." I smiled into the darkness. "I already have." The fallout was quick. The house sale was reversed due to pending fraud claims. The business transfer nullified, proven to be under duress while I was incapacitated. The accounts reclaimed through legal seizure. Daniel's offshore transfers were traced and frozen. Anna's name hit the local news in a financial crime story. Neighbors whispered. Friends vanished. And me? I left the hospital a month later, walking on my own. I didn't go home. I had a new place by the coast, bought quietly through the trust. Somewhere they couldn't reach. 2 weeks later, Anna showed up at my new door. She looked thinner, desperate. "Please," she said, voice breaking, "we made a mistake. We can fix this." I studied her for a long moment. Then I stepped aside, just enough for her to think I was letting her in. Instead, Daniel walked up behind her. His clothes were rumpled, his eyes bloodshot. They weren't standing together. "You set us up," he said bitterly. "No," I said. "You set yourselves up. I just handed you the rope." They looked at each other, two people who had bet everything and lost. I closed the door without another word. I haven't seen them since. I hear they're fighting in court, blaming each other. Assets shredded. Me? I wake every morning to the sound of the ocean. My body still aches from the accident, but my mind is at peace. Some betrayals deserve forgiveness. This wasn't one of them. I gave them nothing. Not my anger, not my tears. Only silence. And in that silence, they destroyed themselves.